Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wicked Funny Podcast. I'm your host, Brian Bowden. With me, as always, is Frank Gazzero
Yellow.
and Caitlin Arroyo.
Hello.
Hello, people.
Do you know that I'm actually not a Caitlin?
What are you?
A Kathleen.
You are?
Kathleen Arroyo.
Yeah.
Can't wait till the Patreon. We're coming in hot with Kathleen.
I didn't know Kathleens were allowed to use Katie.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I
feel like you just wanted that name and you stole it.
They
Yeah.
gave it to me. They definitely called me a Katie because my grandma was a K. Because she was a Kathleen too, so they just called her K. And then I was like, I'm so glad they didn't go with Kathy because I'm not a Kathy. You know what I mean?
You're a Kathleen.
Yeah.
You're a Kathleen to the left. Lean to the You're a dance. Kathleen, you're a 50-year-old woman.
Yeah, that's what it would have been.
I was born a 55-year-old woman named Kathleen. That's like my dad's name. My dad's name's Warren. Have you ever seen a 10-year-old named Warren? You're just
Warren?
No, you're an adult when you're Warren.
I feel like I've seen a lot of, when I think of Warren, I think of like a grumpy man in his 50s or 60s.
Wow, he's in his 70s, but you're very close.
Yeah.
I think of a town in Rhode Island or the bad guy from Hard to Kill.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, we can pull those too?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. So dad's name Warren. So you named after your grandpa. Frank, what were you named after?
My dad.
Oh, yeah,
His name's Frank?
Who was named after his dad. Yeah, we're all Frank Anthony Gazzero.
They didn't even bother like swapping?
What?
Yeah, no one thought to break the cycle?
Nobody did. Nope. And we're all Frank. We're not like Francis or Franklin or whatever.
Oh, it's just Frank.
On the birth certificate, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I dated an Italian guy, and his parents like did not like that I was Mexican. They wanted him to date an Italian person, and so they like barely talked to me for a while, and then they finally like warmed up to me, and we were at dinner at his parents' house, and his dad in the middle of the meal just turns to me and goes, "You know, if you have a child," I think he said when you have a child, if it's a boy, his name will be Vincenzo. And I was like, okay.
Vincenzo?
Because that's his name.
That sounds like an appetizer.
So I was going to say it sounds like some kind of a sword.
Well, his family, you name the oldest boy has to name his son after the paternal grandfather.
Jesus Christ. Did they make you eat the placenta in a pasta sauce too?
I think they would have. And then his mom was like, she was like cutting her food and like without looking up, she's like, "You don't have to name the daughter after me. I don't like my name."
Jesus.
What was her name?
Her name was Diane.
Does that mean you would have to if she liked her name?
I think like it was like tradition in the family. Like at one point I went to a party and one of his Zias was like, she was really fun and she was like, "This is this person, this person, this person," and then she goes, "Fuck it. If you don't remember, just say Zia Maria," because she's like, "There's so many of them running around."
That's
God.
Yeah.
I was named after running back Brian Piccolo from the Chicago Bears.
Were you really?
He was a running back. He got cancer, and they had a movie called Brian's Song. And when my dad was in the Army, him and his platoon watched Brian's Song, and he cried, he said, and he goes, "I'm going to name my first son Brian." So every once in a while, like I wear a Chicago Bears jersey, and everybody's like, "Why do you have a Bears jersey?" And it's like, because I was named after Brian Piccolo.
That's really cool.
Do you think that was the first time your dad felt a feeling?
It might have been. It might have been.
For it to
my
like
dad
hit
grew
him
up
that hard?
so tough. Like my dad, he's the toughest dude ever. You know, he's like, they came from nothing. He has 18 brothers and sisters. His dad died when he was young. So he like raised a lot of his brothers and sisters. So he was never, I don't know. I never knew the guy. Like I said, man, I'm funny because I've always tried to make him laugh because he just doesn't laugh at anything. But he's come around. He's come ever since the heart surgery. He's come around a little bit.
He's doing some laughing.
He's laughing. He's driving now. He's going to the fucking casino. Fucking great.
That's tremendous.
My mom, I think, is doing. She had a really crazy health scare. She had like fell down the stairs and had like a traumatic brain injury. And then after she and she was in a coma, like we didn't know she was gonna be okay and blah blah blah. And after she came out, she was like the first few days, because after you have like kind of like the football syndrome, you have like do you know what I'm talking about? The concussion thing.
CTE.
Thank you. I couldn't remember
You
what
got
it was
35
called.
yards and you're blah blah.
Yeah, my
You
mom busted 48 receivers.
You know how you do an obnoxious dance at the end?
She did the Dirty Bird. Katie's mom did the
She was
Dirty Bird.
diagnosed
She
with
was
a rare
doing that.
condition that makes her do end zone dances all the time.
It makes you cheat on your wife even though she's gorgeous.
Yeah, you hit people in elevators and stuff.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole vibe. But she was like so short-tempered before, and then when she came out, she was really short-tempered for a while. But then I think once the like brain injury healed and she became like, my sister and I would call her new mommy, because she's so
Jesus.
like she's so nice, and we would be like, we'd say stuff that we would know would make her so mad, and she would react like calmly, and then we'd be like, wow, new mommy is like really
New
good.
mommy.
Was
Hey,
that because
Mom.
the injury? Sorry, what, Brad?
No, I was going to make a joke about like, hey, Mom, do you remember how you used to give us $20 every Friday? Remember that? Oh,
She always gave
yeah,
us money.
here you go. You always gave us money. I did give you money,
She would
Kathleen.
do that. That would be her way of like showing love. But
was it like the brain? She had brain damage and it changed her personality, or was it like the whole experience made her reflect and become less uptight or whatever?
I think maybe both, but I think she was reflecting after, because immediately after the injury, she was having symptoms like a person who has a brain injury would, where they have extreme emotional
Yeah.
like it would be like Brian. Like she would be like Brian on his worst day every day.
I've been really good lately.
You have, but on your worst day,
on my
you would have
worst
been like my
day,
mom.
we've seen me on my worst day, episode whatever that is.
Yeah.
And what episode whatever that is, and then there's another episode in there. Had a lot of terrible worst days.
It's like every third episode.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Not lately, you piece of shit.
Not lately, but there was a time.
not maybe not this year.
If
but
you guys
last year maybe.
Last year, yeah.
Dude, I am doing so well now. I'm worried that I'm going to have a mental breakdown.
I'm sure you will, but
you might.
We all will.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing great. I mean, little things that normally would have set me off.
But I have to finish telling you what I was going to tell you, because you guys will laugh at this.
Okay,
so new mommy has been really nice, right?
For
years.
New mommy.
So new mommy's so nice. And she's doing this thing where she's like reflecting on the way that she acted when we were growing up. And because she's Irish Catholic, she like doesn't know how, none of us know how to like communicate properly in like a normal way. So my sister sent us a message, and when we were growing up, my sister we all thought that she would grow up to be obese, because she was like, she's tiny now, but when she was little, the whole family, like my parents were like, I don't know what to do, because she would eat like
she's just a behemoth. Look at her over there.
Well, she would eat like an entire box of cereal in a sitting. And so my parents were like, I don't know what to do. I don't want to give her a food issue, but also she's eating like 5,000 calories in a sitting. So like we have to do something, and I don't know what to do. And I don't even remember my mom being bad about it, which maybe she was, but I do remember her asking me like, what should I do? And I was like, maybe don't buy the cereal. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And also I'm like 11, you know what I mean? Like I was like, I don't know. I haven't studied that yet. And so my sister sent us a message, and it was her buying like this cereal that she used to be obsessed with when she was little. And she was like, and it's like only the berries of that food or whatever.
Oh, Crunch Berry cereal?
Yes.
Was it Oops All Berries?
Crunch Berries.
It was Crunch Berries. And she goes, found my cereal, like just joking around. And I go, that's so funny. I'm buying myself cereal today too. And then my mom writes back, I remember your cereal, Livs. I didn't mean to be mean when I said you needed to cut down on it. I was a chubby child and teased so badly. I never wanted you guys to have to go through that. Sorry how my delivery sucked as your mom, but I meant well. Glad you still enjoy it. And my sister
Oh my
just
God.
wrote, and we all were like, what?
Wow.
That's pretty intense for some cereal.
That's what I'm saying. But like, I'm so proud of her for like going, like thinking about that. But also, I'm like, what? I think she just was showing you cereal.
Yeah, your mom took it to
Hey,
a pretty
I'm buying
serious
cereal.
place
Yeah.
there.
And
Just
then
getting some blueberry.
yeah, and my
It
sister
turns
like
into a
also
fucking whole thing.
she can't process feelings either, so she just writes back, "Thanks, Mom. Don't worry about it."
It's like your mom probably had tears in her eyes writing that
Like, that's what I'm
message.
saying.
You
And then
know?
I can't process feelings, so I just didn't say shit. I was like, I'm pretending I'm not in this group chat.
Oh, that's fucking beautiful.
Isn't that funny?
That is pretty funny.
I was dying.
You know what my mom does every once in a while? She sends me emojis when she
Uh-huh.
texts me. And I think it's some chick that's like talking to me. And it's not. It's my mom. And I get like excited because I'll see like a heart emoji
Oh God! But
or
who
a kissy.
would it be? Like when
But
things
yeah,
like that
I
happen, who
don't
are
like
you
the idea of my
imagining?
mom sending emojis. I don't like that. I don't like the idea of my mom sending an emoji.
But who do you think is sending them?
People, all of them,
I
all the
don't know.
people, all the people.
I don't
I'm just
know.
talking about in general.
So
Yeah.
wait, are you? Your mom sends you a text with a heart emoji, and you see like a little, like you glance at that, like when it pops up on the phone, you see the heart, you get excited.
Yeah.
So you're just, even if there's no one specific you're
That's
talking
what I
to,
mean.
you're just like, I guess somebody loves me. Oh, it's
Yes.
my mom.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
That's correct. That's
Like
100% correct. Yes.
No, you need like a person that you think it is. Like
Yeah, you need a reason to think that, I think.
yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
You
just
don't
in
just run
general
around
through.
being like, obviously this is from one of my secret admirers I haven't met yet.
Well, it could have been from a secret admirer that I haven't met yet. I mean, or it could have been from a secret admirer that I had met.
Well, yeah, that's true of every statement that could ever be texted.
People send me a
or
lot of
anything.
emojis, guys. I get a lot of
Okay.
emojis in the inbox.
All
Tons.
right.
Lots of emojis.
All right.
A lot of
Interesting.
emojis. Mm.
So I did 2 shows this weekend, and I don't want to. This is not a podcast where we just say the shows that we did, but I have to tell you guys what happened because it was really fucking bananas. So I did 2 shows at this small brewery, and they did like a 7:00 show and a 9:00 show. And the 7:00 show, I go up and the crowd is being great. Like they're so fun, and they're like they were a little bit older, so we were all worried. Like I hope they don't get offended by anything or whatever. And they were the best fucking crowd. And then these 2 women walk in, and the only thing about the crowd was no one wanted to sit in this front table that was very close to the stage. So that was empty, but the rest of the room was so fun. So these 2 women walk in, and they like have to sit in the front because that's the last seat. So it's also such a small brewery that when the door opens, it's very obvious, and it's like next to where they have the stage set up, like that kind of thing. And so it's also like an old school storefront where there's glass windows. So
Okay.
the window is to my back, but everyone that's watching the show can see out the window. You know what I mean?
That's fun.
Yeah. And so the door opens and these 2 women walk in. It disrupts the show. So I'm like, oh, I talked to them for a minute, and they sit in the front. And then everyone else goes back to paying attention, and they pay attention for 1 minute. And then they pull out a giant fucking bag of popcorn from home, like home popped popcorn. And then they pull bowls out of their bag and start pouring them in the front row.
Yeah, I think I like these ladies.
Yeah, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? Nobody else brought snacks. Like, what is
Did they
this?
offer you some? People
No,
always offer
actually,
me food
rude.
when they get it. I think it's because I'm fat.
So then I'm telling a joke, and it's a joke about men sending dick pics. And at that exact moment, the door opens and these 2 men come in, and they are dressed in like the elite Trump merch. Like they have like a camo Trump hat that matches like a Trump camo sweatshirt type thing.
Yeah.
And so they walk in and they sit with those ladies. And I go, of course, these 2 are with you. And everyone starts like cracking up. And then I find out when I get off stage, like 2 seconds later, that the guy had mooned me, like, from the window. So I'm telling that joke, and that same guy was mooning me from like standing right behind me in the window, mooning me, and then
So he's
walked in.
mooning the crowd?
So he's mooning the
Yeah, he's
crowd.
mooning the crowd. And then whatever, he sits down, he's annoying, the rest of the show goes on. So then the second show happens, and Brian, I'm sure you've dealt with this 100,000 times. When you get a gaggle of birthday bitches, like they are out for their birthday, but they're
Women are the
not.
worst with that. Groups of women are the worst. If I see that, I actually have bits that I go into to tame them. Right?
Yeah.
What is it, Frank? Tame the pussy. Tame
Respect the cock.
Respect the yeah.
That
And
sounds
that's what I do.
like you really nailed it.
Yep.
So so I hear the host, and she's a very sweet person, and she's being like mean to them. And I was like, wow, this is kind of weird, like that she's like interacting with them so meanly. And then I like hear them, and they're like threatening her. Like, and she basically was just like, hey, could you be quiet? Like, it's a small room, whatever. And they were like, I'll show you quiet. Like, just something like being real nasty to her.
Jesus.
Yeah. So then I go on stage, and they won't shut up again. And it's a tiny room. So them talking, I was like, you know how you have that moment where you're like, is this my ADHD, or can everybody else hear this too?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
is it just me, or is it them? And so they every time they would talk, I would stop, and I would be like, are you guys good? Like, do you need anything? Like, joking around. But normally, you know how you can just like joke around, and then the person laughs and they feel embarrassed and they stop talking?
Yeah.
These people would shut up when you talk to them, and they would scowl like they were getting screamed at.
Yeah.
And I would be like, and you try to talk to them, and they won't talk. They were like silent. And I was like, you guys have to give me something back. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's going on? Da, da, da. And they just wouldn't talk. And then as soon as you go back to doing something else, they would start talking again.
That infuriates me.
Me too. Because if you're
as a
going to be
comedian.
disruptive, me too. If you're going to be disruptive, at least give me some material to work off of while we're addressing you. So then earlier they had yelled at the host, like, she's a mom, something like whatever, just being something. So I go, who's the mom? And they like point, and I go, when you're trying to tell your friends a funny story and your kids won't shut the fuck up, what do you say to them to make them be quiet? Because I would love to say that to you. And she goes, what? And then they got up, and they like slammed their benches, like their stools and everything, and stormed out of the show. And
Did everybody cheer when they left?
Yeah, they did. Like, one of the girls got back from the bathroom, and she was like, what's happening? And I go, your friends aren't behaving. And she goes, it sounds like you're not behaving. And I go, I'm doing fine. I gotta ask the rest of the crowd. I go, you guys, who's misbehaving, me or these guys? And everyone's like, them. Blah. And so they got up and leave, and they yell out, you're gonna get a very nasty Facebook message, Facebook review. And I go, thank you, but I'm on Instagram. And then we like continue with the show. And I basically was like, you guys, these people walked out of the show, and I got mooned earlier. I got mooned earlier, and somehow this girl's birthday is like more disruptive than this dude mooning me.
Do you know if they sent a bad review?
I looked, and they didn't yet, but I reviewed the brewery, and I gave it 5 stars, and I wrote, had a great time at the comedy show. This is a great place for birthdays.
Oh, wow. That's very good. Good thinking, Katie. Good looks on that. Good looks on that. My strategy for when that happens is I know that they're going to talk. I watch the people around them, and usually the table next to them, there's certain hand gestures that you see, like if you see like a finger point, like just from the wrist, it means that means two people are talking about the loud table. That's a good sign. I let them talk. I let them talk, and I let them be disruptive, right? And then I'll start making like little faces, and I'll let it sit in, and I'll let it sit in to the point where I know once I turn to them and say, you guys just need to be quiet for a little bit, the place fucking goes nuts. They go,
Yeah.
and it works every single fucking time. Because you gotta, it's like a, what do you call it? Ground zero, and you gotta let that thing expand. And then once it hits a certain point, you can fucking
Yeah.
destroy people.
This problem was that it was a shorter set, so I was like, "I don't have a lot of time to sit up here with you ladies."
Yeah.
And now she goes, "We're not bothering anybody." And I go, "Really?" Because that's what I go, "I think 5 comics have asked you to be quiet 5 times." And it wasn't 5 comics. So she goes, "5 comics?" And I go, "Ooh, got me." Like
Yeah, and
they were
everybody listening, don't celebrate stuff at a comedy show. If you want to
Yeah,
go to a
don't do
comedy
that.
show for a birthday, go to the comedy show. Don't go there for the birthday, because that's not the place to socialize and
Well,
catch up.
and you
And
know what was crazy? When they left, I go, "You know what, guys?" I go, "I hope you have a great night and you go someplace where you can talk." That's what I said. I go, "I hope you go someplace where it's okay to talk, and I hope you have a great rest of your birthday." And she goes, "Well, you're gonna get a nasty review on Facebook." And I go, "Okay, I'm on Instagram. Bye."
yeah,
That's so crazy to
I
me.
had that. I had a similar thing like that where there was 2 people talking in the front row of my show this weekend, and I finally turned to them, and I usually just go like, "Hey, what are you guys talking about?"
Me too. And usually they're funny. These people,
Yeah, and usually they're fun. Usually it's something quick, like, "Oh, nothing, nothing. I'll just,
yeah, sorry, yeah,
Um, they're like, "Oh, nothing." I go, "You guys have been talking for like 90 seconds. That's so long." I go, "It's got to be about something." They're like, "Work," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Where do you guys work?" And they go,
yeah,
Nowhere, nowhere." I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, you
yeah. You're
gotta
like, give me
give me
something.
give me something." And
Yeah.
then, I go, "Look," I go, "all you got to do is just tell me what you do from work." I go, "From there, I'm gonna make a joke, a really quick joke about what you do, and then I'm going to segue into another joke and totally divert the attention away from you back into my set." I go, "But all you have to do is tell me what you do for work right now." Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I like doing on stage now, just blatantly telling the crowd what I'm
Saying what
doing,
you're
why I'm doing it.
doing.
Yeah. Like one time they
Yeah.
laughed a lot. There was a big laugh. I'm like, "I'm glad you guys laughed so long. I was dying to take a drink of water, but you got to wait for big laughs to do that." And then the crowd
Yeah.
was silent while I took a drink of water. It was really
Yeah,
funny.
that is a terrible feeling. When you take a
What?
drink, like, because there's times like where my mouth will get dry or something in the middle of a sentence, and I have to take a drink.
Mm.
And taking a drink when they're not laughing, it feels like you're caught naked in public or something. It
You
just
feel
doesn't
Yeah,
feel
weird.
good.
you gotta time up them sips, Frankie boy. You
Yeah, I
know,
know. Sometimes
you
it's
gotta hit him with that
unpredictable.
converted to alcoholism joke. Fucking
Sometimes
go
it,
into a
hey,
swig.
maybe. But
You gotta go for
I
the
don't know.
swig.
Sometimes there's that moment though where you feel normal, and then suddenly your mouth is like, "We need water," and then
Oh yeah, no, I love sitting in a quiet room and making it funky, and then just making dumb faces, and making little corners of the room laugh. But they eventually told me what they did. I dug it out of them. They go, we're campus safety." I'm like,
Oh.
"Campus safety?" I go, "Like security?" And they go, "No, safety." I go, "Do you get a gun?"
Yeah,
And they're
what does
like,
that mean?
"No." And I'm like, "Well, how safe can it be?" I go, "What do you guys do? Just drive around and call people that can
Yeah,
do
what do
stuff?"
they do?
Right? And everybody laughed. And then I made another joke about it, and another
Yeah.
joke. And then and then I just started doing a thing where like I was the campus security, campus safety, and I'm like, "Hey, this is campus safety. Comedian needs a drink." And I went to go take a drink, and then I go, "Hey, this campus, this campus safety. One of those blue rape lights went out, and that's not good. We got to make sure that blue rape light's on, because if somebody gets raped here and that light isn't on, nobody's going to be able to watch it." And it was the
Did people
biggest
die?
fucking. It got an applause break, and a guy stood up in the back of the room and clapped.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and that goes to show you a joke out of context can come off really weird, you know.
Yeah, that can
But
happen.
yeah, no, I had a great weekend. No crazy stuff at shows, just normal crazy
I
stuff.
just can't
Oh,
believe someone mooned me and then walked in. Like the mooning I get. If
Were they
you
drunk
keep it
already?
moving. They must have been. They were
they
Yeah,
had
older
to have been.
though.
they had to have
One
been.
time, one time I did a gig on the fucking Erie River Canal cruises, right? And I
Mhm.
looked up the venue, and it has like a nice like venue hall in the place. and I show up and I'm like, hey, I'm a comedian. I'm doing the show, and and they go, oh, all right, the boat's over there, and I'm like, no, but I thought the show's in the venue hall. She goes, oh, no, you're going on a cruise. And I go, what? She goes, yeah, you go out. It's going to be about 2 hours. You go out. After about 15 minutes, you're going to do the show. And then it's going to be about a half hour of cruising up and down the Erie Canal. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what if I fucking bomb this cruise? Like, if I bomb, like, it's not a big boat. It's not like a huge cruise
Then
ship.
you have to
It's a
sit there like a
small,
little weirdo.
and then I have to sit there like a fucking idiot in front of these people that I bombed in front of. Luckily, I didn't bomb, but I didn't know that the speaker went all through the boat, and I had people. I was downstairs, and then upstairs where people couldn't see me. They were just listening to the show. I had everybody mooning the banks of the Erie Canal, like the whole, like everybody upstairs, like 10, 15 people upstairs mooning everybody that we passed. It was beautiful.
Because you told them to or something?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I go,
like
there's
a
people
weird
coming
cult
up,
leader.
moon them. Yeah,
You
it was
probably
great.
told that guy.
It was probably that, and that's what I was thinking. Maybe that guy just went to your show and he
Yeah.
thinks that's the norm.
Maybe.
Maybe the norm is I got a funny idea. I'm gonna pull down my pants behind this comedian and moon the show.
I mean,
And
that
then
was definitely his idea, but I would have done it. I feel like you do that and then you leave. You don't do that and then come
You do it
back.
on your way out.
Yeah.
Like you should have done it when they left.
Yeah, like that's the
Yeah.
last thing you do.
Yeah.
You don't fucking moon somebody and then walk
As
in
an
and
opener.
fucking look at them in the face.
Yeah, because where are you gonna go from there? You know.
A
Yeah.
moon is a closer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep going after a moon. You can't just be
Yeah.
like, I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
Because people like your asshole was just in the air, out in the open.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, and I want a beer now.
Now I want a fucking beer. I want to drink more.
I have big news for you guys. So we've been putting our videos up on YouTube. We put the full episode up, and then when I have time, I've been making clips and putting them up on YouTube, and they do like whatever. We don't promote the YouTube. I just put them up there in case anyone listens and they want to like watch the episodes. The full episode is up there. So I I logged in to like put whatever the most recent episode up, and I'm like, oh, we got like a bunch of subscribers, that's cool. And I'm like, weird, because we're doing no promo. And I just happened to check like the analytics of the videos, which I never do, because I'm like, I just put them up here as like a bonus for anyone that wants to see it. And I look, and we have a clip that Frank probably doesn't even remember exists, but we have a clip from when Jamie Lee was a guest, and she talks about pegging her ex-boyfriend, and it has over the last 2 weeks, for I cannot figure out what reason, just blown up. And all of our like our analytics are just fucking hilarious to me, because every Google search that we come up in that is like driving traffic to our YouTube page, is the list is literally like pegging your husband, want to be pegged, how to peg.
How to peg.
Jesus Christ, that's so weird.
So like the search engine optimization for our channel now is literally like peg. And I love when it's like, I like that there's like the third highest search that we come up in is pegging your husband. So I hope there's some guys out there that are like trying to get pegged, and their wife is like, I'm gonna do my wifely duty, I'm gonna peg this guy. And
So if I search for, what do I search for?
they said it was just pegging. Like if you go into YouTube and you put pegging, we were popping up, and that's where like our
But
traffic
who
was
looks up
coming
pegging
from.
on YouTube?
People
That's
who
such
don't
a
understand
weird
that there's not a
YouTube.
lot of nudity on YouTube.
Well, that's what I was wondering, like, and it is like, the funny part is, even though it said pegging your husband, the traffic is 99.8% male. So maybe
Yeah,
it's
I
some
gotta
guy
say,
who
Well, yeah, I don't think there's many women. I'm sure there's a lot more dudes Googling or looking up pegging than women.
Yeah.
You know.
yeah, like our YouTube page is not anything to write home about, everybody. We've got some 18, 26 views, 39. We don't promote it. Katie just took it upon herself to just start doing this, and it's fucking awesome. I love it. and I know that we've gotten followers from it, but I'm going through now, and it's like 26, 47. Frank, take a guess how many pegging your ex has.
Sorry, I missed it. I was just Googling pegging
Okay,
to see if it popped
so
up. It did pop up.
Brian did it.
If you look up pegging your husband, it's like the 5th or 6th video.
Yeah. Okay, so what Brian said was our episodes usually are like 15 to 30 downloads.
Yeah,
So
we
like
got
nothing.
5 fucking listeners on YouTube. You're like, it's nothing
And
to write home
then
about. It's just
how
a nice thing
many
to have.
yeah, we are in there. So how many views do you think the pegging your ex clip has, Frank?
5,000.
It has 10,000 views.
Whoa.
10,367 views.
So maybe
But we
every
post-
video we should put some sexual term in the title.
I guess.
We
I
got
think
to,
it's
right?
so funny to me because we posted that. That's from an episode. It's episode 174 if you guys want to listen to it. But and it is a really popular episode, but it was like popular when we released it and then we moved on and I just threw it on YouTube and didn't think anything of it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah. Apparently a bunch of people are looking up pegging tutorials and stumbling into us. So shout out to the peggers that are listening to this.
Yeah.
To the peggers.
But I do like
That's
the
not
idea.
preferred nomenclature.
I do like the idea that our like the videos that are above us they're I tried pegging, this is what happened. Why straight men love pegging. A comedian doing when you try pegging. And then the best one is how to punish your husband.
Pegging?
Yeah, put your
Pegging is one
man
of
back
them?
in his place with these 3 tricks I created from
Jesus
everyday
Christ.
objects.
Wow.
And the
What a
lady,
cool person.
Brian, if you saw the lady, she has like the poofiest hair, like a helmet of hair, and then it tucks in close to her neck and then it flips back out. Like it looks
and
like she's
she's the
wearing
one
a
talking about
crazy
punishing
wig.
her husband with pegging.
Yeah, and she's wearing
poor-
pearls.
She's crazy.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about people looking up pegging on YouTube.
What do you
Well,
mean?
I'm curious. You know what though? I guess you could look it up. I mean, I hope people aren't trying to watch porn on YouTube because that's not the place. If you want to see pegging, you guys need to go to a porn site.
You
know
need
what
to
I mean?
Google Kathleen Arroyo.
Yeah. Follow my Instagram and
at Katie Arroyo.
But I bet people would watch a video of somebody talking about how did they do it. You know what I mean? Or
yeah,
like,
that's probably what most of those all are.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what? I do the loyal toy reviews on YouTube.
Yeah.
And that's blowing up. That's blowing
Yeah.
up. I'm getting views on views on views. And I got like really positive comments. It's a real fucking
Well, you need
it's
to
a real
put some links
confidence.
to the podcast in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna throw them
for
in there.
sure.
I'm gonna go in there and throw links in every single one. I'm
Well,
gonna get dirty.
I think it's
I'm gonna
late
get
now.
dirty.
You should have done it before.
You know what? I try. It's never too late. They get the update, but you know what it is? I like there are certain things that when I like if I do it, I feel like I cringe a little bit. One of them is like one of the
Like
things that I
having
do
a
is I'll
successful podcast.
yes no like whoring myself out in certain ways. Like I am proud of the fact that I have not tagged 100 people in a post promoting this podcast.
I mean,
You know?
yeah, don't do that.
I
But
mean, you
that's
shouldn't
way
do that for
different.
any reason ever.
You should never
Yeah.
tag 100 people for anything.
That's just not
People
how
do
you do
that.
it. Yeah, dumb
or-
idiot people do that.
But creating content, putting it out there, and then giving people a link to access more of your content is not whoring yourself out. It's just
yeah,
saying,
I know, and
hey,
I'm
I make more
starting to
stuff.
see that now. I'm starting to understand that, and thanks to you, Katie. You're the one that's
Yeah.
showing me the light on that, on how to
I did-
self promote.
I struggle with that too, just because It
Frank,
makes
you don't
me.
even try. How can you struggle if you don't try?
That's the struggle.
Why do
He's
you think I
struggling-
don't do it?
He's struggling mentally to think about it.
That's like putting your fucking legs in a pool and saying, "I'm
Wait.
trying to swim."
Did you think that by
No,
I struggle with
Frank's
that, I
version-
meant it's hard for me to click the buttons?
Frank's version would be he was in the desert and he's like,
Yeah.
I struggle to swim.
I struggle to swim.
But he drove himself to the desert.
Yeah, I was looking. I
was
just
avoiding
trying to
the
find an
Oh,
water.
oasis.
exactly.
I was trying to find an oasis, but then I crashed into this wonder wall.
I
don't get that at all. Oh,
I don't
I mean,
know.
I get the pun.
Wonder wall.
Ew, I get it, but I don't want to.
But what's the wonder wall in that? Well, I don't know.
Oh, you
metaphor?
didn't get it then, Frank.
No, I get the
like, what's the
Oasis wonder
song?
wall
Yeah.
thing. But
You know what? That
But I'm in the desert, not swimming. When do I encounter a wonder wall, and what exactly is that?
that was not a joke where Wonderwall represented anything. In that
Oh.
case, I think he
Yeah,
was
no.
just saying something.
Lazy
Yeah, man.
writing, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
very
Yeah,
lazy.
well,
Don't promote
sorry.
that joke.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's
We'll just chalk that up to a champagne supernova in the sky.
Yeah. Frank's like, but what's the champagne supernova?
Look, you can't be mixing metaphors or not holding up, the things in the metaphor.
Yeah.
But I have a hard time with self-promotion for the same reason, because I'm just like, I feel like a douchebag.
You know
I just
what?
can't help but feel kind of like a douche.
I started taking this marketing class, and this woman is very obsessed with people building email lists. And her reasoning makes sense where she's like, yeah, if you have a ton of followers on a social media account, what happens if they ban your account? Now you don't have any of that. You don't have access to all of those people that want you and your content. So she's really into email lists. And I told her, I was like, because me and Quinn launched a podcast. When this one comes out, it'll have been out for like a week. So we launched a podcast, and she wants us to try to build an email list to send people like the episodes every week for the podcast. And I told her, I was like, I feel dirty doing that. And she goes, Katie, people that receive emails are adults. They can choose not to open your email. Like, she's like, it's not like the email shows up and rings the doorbell. She's like, it's just in their inbox and they can delete it right away. And I was like, yeah, I guess. And she's just like, it's not your responsibility to decide what people want. It's your responsibility to make stuff that they want and then present it. And if you don't make something they don't want, then they'll just delete it and you're fine.
I've been asking Frank to build an email list for ages now. We have emails. We
do have one.
As a matter of fact, and if anybody wants to send us an email, you can do it. We're at Wicked Funny.
Yeah.
That's the opposite, technically, of what Katie's talking about.
What?
People emailing us is the polar opposite of what Katie's talking about. Not that it's bad. Email us. Everybody email us. Every day. We love it. But it's a different thing. It's an entirely.
Email us. We'll have your fucking email. We're gonna add you to the list on the download.
Like if Katie was talking about eating dinner, and you're like, you know what? Speaking of eating dinner, I pooped yesterday.
Yeah. Different direction.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
The things we're talking about are in
at least
the
dots were connected this time.
They were connected. They were you could see the dots. They were clear.
The dots were connected. They were connected.
There were dots.
They were dots.
But it has been. I feel like it is creepy though. You feel like a sleaze. But then I even said in the class, I go, I feel like a sleaze, but do you know how many sweatpants I've purchased from Old Navy that I don't need because they just email them to me so much? And I'm like, fine, I'll buy them.
Wait, you have?
Yeah, I get.
You buy excess sweatpants because you just see them and you're like, I'll buy them.
I do that.
I
bought those FUBU sweatpants. They're fucking great.
I've never purchased an article of clothing unless I was like, I need to go buy this thing.
Okay, but have you purchased anything that you got an ad for in your email?
No.
So Frank's like the outlier. I definitely have.
I have.
No.
But
I
read an email?
I haven't seen an ad in an email in I don't remember the last time. So that could be why.
Because you just don't. What, are you not subscribed to any lists of anything?
No, I'm subscribed to tons, but I have my. So if you look at my
subscribed to tons more.
My Google account is fucking crazy. So my Gmail account, if you were to look at it, I have I don't know, literally hundreds of filters set up. So pretty much every email that comes in get sorted into some folder or something. So I pretty much only see things that I want to see in the inbox.
Wow. Yeah. So I have a Yahoo account that is so old, and I just keep it because that's like my spam email account.
Yeah.
The Yahoo.
Yeah, I
and
got
then
one of
like for comedy and work or whatever and everything else that I only want specific things in there, I have Gmail accounts for those.
Yeah, I do that as well. I have like 10 or 15 different accounts that all get routed to my primary one.
But I can scroll through and Old Navy will get me. They're like, just buy these sweatpants.
Some shit gets me too. I received an email. We received an email right before we recorded.
But
and
I have
wanted
a question.
To read it. Go ahead.
What email address was this sent to? Like the podcast email address?
Yes.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Because I feel like you don't even know what it is.
This was sent to Wicked Funny Productions. I got excited. I thought it was the podcast, but it was sent to Wicked Funny Productions.
Okay,
nonetheless, it's fucking beautiful, and I'm going to read it.
Okay.
So right before
Frank
the
and
show,
I don't know what this is, by the way, guys.
We don't.
Yeah, they have no idea what this is. This is just a mystery email I got right before we went on the air.
I hope it's not a dud like my mooning story. Like, this better be funny.
Don't Katie it up, Brian.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna Kathleen this. We got this. All right. It says, "Hello, all guys. I know my message may be too specific, but my sister found a nice man here and they married. So how about me? I am 26 years old, Katrina, from Ukraine. I know English and German languages also, and I have a specific disease named Nymphomaniac."
Okay.
Who knows what this is?
That's what they wrote?
Yeah. Can't understand me? Better to say it immediately. Ah, yes, I cook very tasty. I love to cook, not only cook. I'm real girl, not prostitute, and looking for serious and hot relationship. Anyway, you can find my profile here. #link, and there's no link. Yeah,
Stop
straight up.
it.
Yeah, that's
what's the name of that disease she has?
Go ahead, Google it, Frank. Nymphomania.
Oh, nymphomania.
Oh, you read it weird. You maniac.
Yeah, you didn't read it like nymphomania.
No, what did you read it as? You said like something with an. Oh my God! What did you say? With you?
You know what we should do?
What did you say, nymphomania or something?
I did say nymphomania. But you know what's funny? I googled nymphomania and nothing came up.
What are you talking about?
You had to type it wrong.
You did a mistake. You made a mistake.
Yeah. From the fucking email.
I don't know.
Nymphomania brings up 31 million results.
Yeah, there's no way.
No, motherfucker. Wait.
No.
I swear to God, I shit you guys not. No, look.
I believe you that you Googled something. I just don't think it was nymphomania.
Yeah, you Googled something, but it was not that.
No.
What was that?
No, there's no fucking way.
Wait, do you have? Do it again right now. Can you hit just click into the thing and hit the button again? Okay, just click into the search thing and hit the button. You don't even have to.
I did. The same thing came up. It's the dude fishing that says.
What do you got? Safe search on or something?
You do not have any match doc. Oh, I'm looking at the documents. Maybe that's the problem. I don't have any nymphomania documents.
Could be the documents.
It could be, Frank. It could be the documents.
Because I have lots and lots and lots of results.
There's absolutely no way you don't notice anything.
Oh, yeah, it came right up. Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
A lot of things, Katie.
Words like that are the heart and soul of the internet.
Yeah, I was going to say.
A lot of things are wrong, and a lot of things are getting better.
The disease of nymphomania is how our video about pegging can be so popular. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Maybe we should just name this episode Nymphomania.
Yeah, maybe.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to write that down. Nymphomania.
We should make an OnlyFans account as a companion thing for this podcast.
Yeah, he would make it as a companion for himself.
It could just be Brian Googling things. That's all it is.
People would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would never share the link.
I actually don't hate that idea. Yeah, it would be tough to share the link.
Maybe that could be a Patreon episode, just Brian Googling stuff.
Yeah. Or like you like flipping through a dictionary and then being like, I'll Google that word.
Who's the first man to wear a hat?
I mean, if you're in a dictionary, why would you Google it?
I know, that's
Odaloff?
why it would be silly.
Odaloff is the first guy that ever wore a hat. Some dude named Odaloff.
Brian had his own conversation.
I did, because I was talking about the first dude that wore a hat. His name's Odaloff. Odaloff.
Okay.
Begins with an O.
What are you talking about right now, man?
The first guy to ever wear a hat.
Just stop.
That's definitely not the first person to ever wear a hat.
First guy to me. No, Google it, motherfucker.
There's no way that is something that is known by mankind. That's like who invented the wheel.
If you Google first person to wear a hat, it's going to be some name that begins with O and sounds with Odaloff.
I don't doubt it pops up, but it's nonsense.
But you're not looking it up. You're just arguing.
I'll fucking look it up right now.
For no fucking reason.
Let's see.
And also, when they do stuff like that, they just say the first reported guy.
True, but that's Google to me.
You know what I mean?
The earliest known confirmed hats. What? One of the earliest was worn by a Bronze Age man named Otzi or something.
Boom! See, told you that. Otzi.
Whose body, including his hat, was found frozen in a mountain.
Boom! Wow. See?
He's one of the Iceman.
Beautiful.
People.
There you go.
Wow.
How did they know his name was Otzi?
Because I Googled it the other day.
No, how did they named him, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, they probably named him Otzi.
I don't think he had like a license with him or some kind of
I don't think he did either. A little toe tag, little frozen toe tag.
Yeah. His library card says Otzi. Who'd have thunk it?
He's a clan.
It would be great if he did have a wallet and an ID, and he's just some lost hiker, and they're like, "Oh, he's an ancient man."
Yeah, his name's like Chad.
I always thought about like if I could go back in time, I would go back in time and invent the simplest shit and just make millions on it.
I've just had thoughts like I would go back and like teach people about washing their hands and let them think I'm a god.
Wait, so you're going back? Oh, but you wouldn't. What? They would think you were a witch, Frank.
Yeah, they think you were a witch.
That's true.
Frank.
I'd have to live in the right area,
and then you'd have to be. Then you'd have to wash your hands, which is something that you don't do.
I wash my hands.
That's it.
He can learn real quick.
When was the last time you took a shower?
Yesterday.
You had to think about it.
I like that you had to think about
it. I think it was yesterday.
I think I proved my point, Katie. Did I win?
Yeah, but I wash my hands constantly. That's why I have bad, horrible skin on my hands.
Okay.
I'm obsessive about my hands. Just not the rest of me.
Interesting.
I don't know, man. Katie, what's the longest you've gone without taking a shower?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like 3 days. I don't know. Did I do any hiking thing?
I don't know.
If I did, I'm going to just say like 3 or 4 days probably.
Yeah, maybe
but
at the
most. But I don't
most.
know. Like I don't have
like that's about where I'm at.
Yeah, but that's your average.
No. I normally shower like every other day.
So the days,
roughly.
I normally, you know what happened for me was I don't know, when I was like 22 or something, I like discovered dry shampoo. So before that, I always thought I have to wash my hair when I take a shower. And so I would not want to wash my hair. Like some days I'd be like, oh, I'm just not going to take a shower. Or I would I would put my hair up in a bun, but I don't know. I just like didn't know about dry shampoo. And so I'd be like, oh, I'll just wait till tomorrow and shower so I can blow dry my hair and stuff. And then I like learned about dry shampoo and I was like, oh, I'll shower like 18 times a day. And I told my friend in her like 30s about dry shampoo. And she was like, oh my God. After like a month of using it, she was like, I love it. But my boyfriend, like whatever his name is, she's like, he was like, he doesn't love that I know it now because I never shower. And I go, what? And she's like, yeah, I shower like once a week. And I was like, no, the point of the dry shampoo is that now you can shower all the time. Like,
but I thought
your hair up.
But I thought women, when they're, or whoever, concerned about their hair, you just shower, but you don't wash your hair.
I wash my hair
because I know, like Kirsten, when she goes to get her hair done and stuff, and she's very careful about like when she washes her hair, but she still showers all the time. you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but I think that didn't click. I mean, I probably wasn't like 22. Maybe I was like 16 or something. But I remember I do remember there being a point where I was like, "Oh, I could just not wash my hair when I showered." You know what I mean? Like I was like, "Oh, duh." But then I do remember being young. Yeah.
What is dry shampoo? Like,
So
what does it look like and how does it work?
Okay, so
I'm picturing a powder, but I'm sure it's not a powder.
See Frank
no,
next
you're
week
pretty
covered
close.
in dry shampoo.
So it's basically yeah. It's like so you can make your own dry shampoo out of cornstarch, and it's basically like absorbent powder.
It's not a muffin that you rub in your hair, is it?
Why?
No.
Why?
Wait, all right.
What?
Can you say that?
So like as a product, I'll just say as a product first. What it is it's like an aerosolized spray that it basically shoots powder into your hair, and that powder absorbs the oil, and you rub it into the roots of your hair. And then you take your blow dryer or a brush and you basically like blow away the bits that now have absorbed the oil on your hair. And then
And get it all
you
over the
have nice
house?
hair.
And it gets
It does.
everywhere?
It doesn't fly like as crazy as you'd imagine, but
I
you
imagine
definitely
that your head looks like a dandelion when you blow it, you know?
Then you have to blow dry.
You can't rinse it out with water, or would it clump up? It would probably
that
clump up.
defeats the purpose. I might as well wash my hair then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then you have to let your hair hang off the back of a chair for 10 minutes. It's
no,
so
like
easy.
I used it right before we recorded this episode because I had been lifting with Josh before we worked out or before we recorded.
And people use cornstarch?
You can also use cornstarch in a pinch. Yeah.
Huh. The cornstarch makes sense because that's really absorbent.
Yeah. And that's basically, and some people have told me they use baby powder too.
That seems like it would work less good. Really.
Yeah, shampoo or the baby powder doesn't work as well.
Cornstarch
is the best.
I heard works also for cuts. Like if you're bleeding and you dump cornstarch in it, it might help it stop bleeding.
Wow, I didn't know.
I haven't heard of any of these fucking remedies.
Yeah, I can't believe Kirsten doesn't use dry shampoo.
I think she does. I've just never asked her
because I was gonna say because she colors her hair, and if you color your hair,
why would you bring that? Why would anybody bring that?
I'm pretty sure she's mentioned it
knows
before.
what
She
dry
has all
shampoo
kinds
is.
of fancy.
I'm sure Josh knows. Josh is also very smart. Frank showers once every other day.
Yeah, I guess he just not worried about it.
I was convinced it was some kind of I don't know. I thought the issue with washing your hair wasn't the water. It was more like normal shampoos aren't good. So the dry shampoo was some kind of alternative.
The problem is the ends of your hair do not need to be washed every day, or they'll dry out and they'll get damaged, especially if you're bleaching them. Or like bleaching is the worst because you're changing the composition of your hair and you're making it weaker. So when you are constantly stripping away the natural oils that would coat your hair and make your hair look shiny and be protected, that is why your hair will look dry and brittle when you wash it every day. So the problem is the oil up near the roots of your hair. Obviously, those strands are coated in way more oil than the ends of your hair is because you need to work it through. So when you use dry shampoo, you just remove that oil, but you're still protecting the bottom of half of your head.
Huh.
Yeah.
What if you took a shower and then put oil in your hair instead?
Like what
would happen? A chick did that to me one time. Some chick put olive oil in my hair.
Why? That seems like a dirty trick to do to somebody.
Yeah.
No, she said I had nice hair, and then she's like, "I put some oil in it," and then I said, "Why?" And then she goes, "I'm just going to do it," and then she did it.
Did she give you like a head massage or something?
But then did you rinse it out after?
I mean, I kind of left it in at that point. I didn't know what to do.
So I put eggs in my hair before eggs and mayonnaise.
What the fuck are you doing? Wait, why?
I've heard of the mayonnaise thing, not the eggs thing.
Yeah, it creates like a mask for your hair.
Wait a minute, why are you guys putting fucking why the fuck are you putting mayonnaise-based salads in your hair?
Because high school girls are like, and probably just women in general.
No, I think Kirsten did it like in the past few years. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't love it
because it's mayonnaise is oil based. It's basically just oil. It's oil inside an egg yolk. So you're basically packing your hair with oil to oilize it.
Yeah. So if you have dry hair, you would do it. I did it. I didn't love it, but I used to use hot oil treatments, and you get your hair wet.
And then you drop it into a deep fat fryer.
You heat up dirty to it. You heat up oil.
You dip it in some batter.
put the oil into your hair and you leave it on there for like 25 minutes or so and then wash it out. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
There's no way Kirsten doesn't because she has
she's
hair
got all
that
that
is
shit,
dyed, so I feel like she would.
She's got fancy stuff and she's careful about like when she washes it and she does weird procedures sometimes. I don't know what she's doing.
I do the same thing because like these highlights up front, when the toner starts to fade off of them, they get really trashy looking. So I want that toner to stay on as long as possible. So I wash my hair as little as possible.
Yeah. I wash my hair every day, and I don't know if I should, like, I'm getting more grays in it now. It's kind of fucking with me. I don't know if I should dye it or not.
I don't know if it's because you're washing the color out or anything. If that's
I'm not washing the color out. No, I like to have, I wash
I think
and
that was
condition
two complete
every day.
thoughts.
It was
You're considering dyeing it?
I'm considered dyeing it, yeah. I'm considering it. I've considered dyeing it like, black, like the way that it was. And then I've also thought about doing the Jason Momoa bleached tips because I thought that would be funny.
Please do that. Please. And you know what? Do the tips of your beard, too.
I thought it would have been a switch.
Do the tips of your beard, too. So you're like, you got highlights on the bottom.
And Frank would have said no.
Nope, I want you to do that. But even if you dyed it black, you got to be careful not to. You don't want it to look like it's dyed black.
No, you know what I got to get? I got to get that stuff that you just kind of brush in. And like I'm getting grays in my beard now, too.
I mean, it looks good on Jason Momoa, but I don't know.
Katie, like...
Jesus Christ.
Because he
might as well have been like, well, yeah, maybe, Brian, if you weren't a monster.
He wears his hair down.
Yeah, he does wear his hair down.
So if you're not going to wear your hair down, then you're just going to have this weird bun is lighter than the rest of your hair.
You'll have a bun with spots in it.
Yeah. Also, would you go and get it professionally done, or would you...
What, do it myself?
Yeah.
No, what is this, fucking Kool-Aid in high school?
That's what I'm asking.
No, I'd go get it done. I go to a fucking salon. That's where I'd go. But,
when I saw Jason Momoa's face in the movie Dune without his beard, he kind of just looks like a regular guy.
Yeah, nothing there.
A regular guy who's really tall, just a regular guy and looks like a literal comic book superhero.
Killed all the sandworms. Yeah,
looks like a regular guy who's just 1,000% more handsome than every guy.
Average Joe Moa is what we'll call him. Just a fucking...
He was going to go on tour with the next Republican candidate as Average Joe Momoa.
Like,
he's still
Momoa,
cute, but I just don't... I don't like long hair.
What?
I don't like long hair on guys. It's, like, creepy.
Is it bad on
creepy?
Me, even me?
It's creepy to me.
Why?
I just don't want it, like, touching me.
Does it gross you out?
Yeah.
Is this making you uncomfortable right now,
I'm
Katie?
not even looking at it. Yeah,
okay.
Same thing.
This grossed me out. I got my haircut the other day, and I was a little bit high when I went in. Oh, this is also a funny story for reference. So I know we're wrapping up, but it's fine.
Okay.
Actually, do we want to just wrap up and go to Patreon or something?
Whatever you want. You want to tell us the story on
I don't know. How long is your dumb fucking story?
It might be like 5 minutes or something. I don't know how long it'll be.
Let's wrap up, and you can tell us this is something that happened at your salon.
I don't like to say my salon because that sounds a little...
Okay. You can tell us that on the Patreon. Guys, thank you for following us. Email us.
Frank,
you know what I mean?
Sam's.
Email us at... I'm trying to promote if you're done doing your hair.
Franktastic.
Go ahead, Katie. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Guys, is there still time to sign up for March Madness or no?
It is not. March Madness is rip roaring, super soaring right now.
So I have a question. When do I have to get my picks in?
I'm gonna send out I had already sent out a message all Patreon. Don't worry, you're gonna get your picks in. Everybody's gonna get their picks in.
But what's my deadline?
Thursday.
Okay.
Last Thursday. Oh.
Last Thursday.
It's already done, guys.
Okay.
Good thing I did my picks.
This isn't podcast content. This is just me asking a question.
Good job with that promotion, Katie.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we love you. Follow us on all the social medias. Check out the YouTube. If you go to my Instagram, there's a link to the YouTube right in the link tree. And you can see this clip that is crushing it for us. And then you can see all the other videos I spent all my time on that suck. So, we'll see you guys next week.